room. I watched
Mm,
phone service wasn't working today, and the internet wasn't working.
I noticed. I woke up and I tried to look at something, and it would never connect to what I was looking for. I was like, I can't stay awake long enough
And I couldn't
to
go to
deal
sleep
with
because I can't go to sleep without, sounds and colors, cartoons. And, I put on my cartoons on Netflix, my sleeping cartoons. I have a specific set of cartoons for sleeping. Put them on, and they kept buffering. And it's like, I can't sleep. I can't go to sleep with my thoughts. That's how I get anxiety.
it. Did you download the Bible?
No, the Bible don't sound like cartoons.
No, don't. But it sure will put you to sleep. Get you in them Old Testament where they start begatting folks.
I don't care for that.
Honey,
When
after
I
they
was a
begat for several of
child,
them, it's like,
when I was a child, they had on what is it, TVN?
mm-hmm.
TVN used to have in the morning times these little white Jesus cartoons. That was really good. They were good. I know Jesus wasn't supposed to be white, but he was in the cartoons because it's TVN and all them people white. Um, sis, I'm probably hunting at you. And if they put them on Netflix, I might could turn them on. I don't think they have any biblical cartoons. I don't think they have any biblical shows on Netflix. If we're being real true, Joyce Meyer ain't got a Netflix special at all, girl, at all. Anyway, hey y'all. Look like it's 2 or 3 of y'all in here, so we gonna go and talk about Queen Sugar. I don't think we gonna do the Q&A
We have to see
for the
how
simple
that go.
fact that my mama don't feel good, and we running on down to the Popeyes and gonna try to get this video out the way, out the way. So let me find my notes. Let me find my notes. I don't like how Twitter does. I just want to get back over here to my notes.
Oh, I should have drove home.
No,
Forget about your notes.
the way you be looking at your phone and driving, we in the same capable hands. The same capable.
We got a wide road. You got to be really doing something to hit something.
So Violet is deeply saddened by Nova and her antics, her foolishness. May I have permission to say the B word one time in this video?
Go ahead.
Not now. I need to save it for later. I just need permission.
I done had good church. I've been in church for 3 straight days.
Somebody needs to be called the B word. I just have to do. I'm sorry. I know it's not our usual way, but I have to say it. I have to. On Twitter, I said a little stronger than that.
Oh, no.
Actually, a lot stronger than
I'm going to
that.
ask you to be safe.
Anyway, so Violet is upset. She ain't feeling Nova right now, but she gonna press her way through, as the song say. And she goes over. She's at the High Yellow, the Vi's Prize Pies and Diner,
Right.
Diner.
And Dinah.
And she is wiping down the table. You know how those of you that have a family restaurant, we know.
I have worked in restaurants. You got to clean
But
up.
it's a different type of feel for a family restaurant.
Especially in a small town.
Right.
Where you're going to know a whole lot of your clients.
Right.
So she figured it was somebody.
Yeah.
One of the regular folk. Hey,
Anybody called and said we got somebody from out of town wandering through the city.
And let you know how she's very motherly about it. She said, "Hey, baby, sit down now."
Right.
Never looked up.
Never looked up, and that's the thing. She's wiping down the table. She's just trying to get her mind off of what Nova has done.
Right, which had upset her whole soul.
And she just, hey girl, have a seat. I'll be right with you. Let me just get this. Let me get some crumbs on this countertop. I got to get them, and I'll be right there. We've all done that at our family restaurant. It's just like, hey girl, I'll be right with you. Just hold on.
I see you.
He couldn't even hold on. He got to say, well, I'm sure you will be right with me. She freezes up. She turns around. She looks over. It's Jimmy there. She faints. Woo! Just drops. I was like, Violet, you couldn't try to run or nothing.
Because there are 2 reactions. Either you just pass clean out, or you start swinging. But
see, I'm a swinger.
Well, the problem is he done already swung on her and won too many times.
But he old now. It's been 30 years. I might
She's been 30 years older too.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's 30 years older as well. He done won too many times, so she had to go on out.
See, I'm the type of heifer that would have a gun under the countertop, and I just let me get behind this counter
me and
real
husband
quick.
was talking about guns. And he asked me where my gun was today. I explained. He said, "Oh, okay."
So she done fainted. He done called her and tells Hollywood, you know, oh, I don't know what happened. She just passed clean out.
And I called her.
I called her, and he trying to get her to drink some orange juice. You know, get her sugar back up. We don't know what all it could be. You know, her sugar low.
And
it could
you
be
know, she kind of sickly anyway. Yeah,
right. She got Lulu. She got Lulu. So we got to get, you know, we got to exhaust all our options to make sure she all right. But we don't know why she passed out. Because with lupus, sometimes you fall over.
And then of course the stress of the book itself.
The stress of the book. The stress of the book. People with lupus don't need to be stressed. But in my personal opinion, and this is no shade, people with lupus, they look like they seek out. Everybody I know in real life with lupus just go looking for stress. Girl, sit down.
Well, I know one that doesn't. But I mean,
we'll talk about that later because I don't want to call names. But everybody I know that got lupus just be out here.
And I think the one I'm thinking about you don't ever consider because she's so low key.
Yeah, probably.
She low key.
Everybody else child be out here all in their man phone. The dating niggas they know gonna cheat on them, then be in their phone and be straight. Like, girl, if you don't sit down.
I'm talking about the girls my age. They ain't
I'm
doing
talking about
that.
the girls your age.
Mine look, they be like,
Anywho, girl. But Lady Nika has lupus, and I think she keeps hers real cool. I think she keeps hers under control. So not everybody, you know.
She's a drama queen about it.
Right.
I know a few people that just aren't.
Right. There's plenty of people out here been sick, be sick. I be sick all the time. My mama don't feel good right now. We just keeping it cool. So
yeah,
it's not to say everybody with chronic illnesses or everybody who is ill at the moment. I said ill at the moment.
Yeah, okay. I'm ill at the moment.
I wasn't finna tell these people you're chronically ill. That's a lie.
People calling me talking about, oh my God. No,
it ain't the case. I'm just saying.
Unless you call allergies in our area, because honey, this is allergy heaven. If you really want to have, if you want allergies.
If you're looking for allergies, come on down because
we got room. There's room at the cross for you.
I'm about to die.
Oh my God!
I've never been this allergy ridden, and I've been pretty allergy ridden. Anyway, moving on. Jimmy Dale tells Hollywood, I'm just gonna slip on out here and get some more warm towels. I'm like, is she with a baby? Why are you getting warm towels? She fainted. He got juice.
I would think it is cold towels.
I'm just gonna get some warm towels. Like, sir. And he slips on at the door. He disappears. Now Violet comes
I call it a punk move.
But see, I don't understand Jimmy Dale, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit how I don't understand him a little while. In a little while, but I just don't understand Jimmy Dale. He slips on out the door. Violet wakes up and says, Hollywood, I got to go. I love y'all, but I've got to go, like Climax said. And Hollywood like, okay, ain't no thing, we'll take you on home. They get on home, and Violet is in the bathroom, look like she throwing up and carrying on.
Oh yeah, she had a bad reaction.
And she finally tells Hollywood that was Jimmy Dale. He said, Jimmy Dale who? Basically, he was like,
what?
Jimmy Dale whom? I know it ain't Jimmy Dale. Yo, Jimmy Dale. It ain't Jimmy Dale. It ain't
the Jimmy Dale.
Nova's Uncle Jimmy Dale, as she wrote in the book, My Uncle Jimmy Dale. It ain't my Uncle Jimmy Dale.
I just wanted to punch her just because if I raised you.
It's ugly. I'm gonna take us over to the church because I don't want my food to get cold. My pizza got cold last week.
You don't like cold pizza?
You know, I don't. My daddy could eat cold pizza whole.
Yeah, because her dad's from a different generation.
I just don't care.
I'm not really from that. I can eat cold chicken, but not cold.
I don't really like my chicken cold either.
It's not my preference, but I can eat it better than I could cold pizza.
I can eat cold ham. Slices of ham. That's about it. Turkey too. I can eat that hot or cold. Put it on a sandwich. It really ain't got to be hot. That's fine. You know. But anyway, back to this. Hollywood is he calls down over. Yeah, down over. He calls down over to the Vice Prize Pies and Diner and tells Rhonda, how you? Oh, you was just watching.
I was just watching. Yeah.
I was just, how you know Rhonda?
After a certain point, I'm gonna forget. So I'm on this early.
I I don't even remember.
Since I started watching it just to refresh myself.
Yeah, I don't remember at all ever. But you go, girl. He calls down to Rhonda and tells her, if you see the man, you know, the new customer with the white beard and the cowboy hat, warn a brother.
Why is he in this cowboy hat?
Because he's a cowboy. You didn't know this?
We're not in Texas.
He think he's my granddaddy.
Who granddaddy? You ain't got no Texas granddaddy.
I didn't say Texas.
That's why I think of I would think of cowboy hat in Texas though.
They wear cowboy hats here.
I don't think of us that way though.
I don't know why.
Because we have the full regalia stores with the boots, the chaps,
right.
And do I go in them?
We live down the street from some horses. What are you talking about?
And they are cute horses.
They're adorable. What are you talking about?
I thought about putting one in the backyard.
Did. Okay. He'll mow the lawn for us. He'll just eat the grass.
Honey, that's what I want a goat for.
You know, I've been wanting a goat myself.
Honey, set him outside, keep that grass down.
I always wanted a pig, but then I found out that pigs grow to be over 7 feet tall, long, and I said to myself, Wilbur did not do that. Wilbur didn't do it.
A little family pig.
I found out that the pig runts be 5 something. I was like, no, I can't have a 7-foot animal that will eat literally any and everything in my house.
Your neighbors will come steal it if they get in hard times and cut him off.
Our neighbors don't even talk to us. Well, the neighbor directly next door don't even talk to us. So she gonna starve.
The back neighbor don't speak, but the other sides do.
I'm gonna just get right here. Right here.
Bless the Lord. I have to be here. I don't know who gonna teach them tonight. The kids teach themselves in the morning.
Yeah, but you just don't feel it. You're not feeling what she not. Pray for it. Stretch your hand if you know the words of prayer and pray for Mama Val. Now, before I move on, let me clear up one thing. You don't mind being called Mama Val, right? You just don't like people to call you Val, just Val.
No, unless you are 45 or so.
So Mama Val is fine.
That's fine.
Okay.
Auntie Val, I said, yeah, I'm a good old Southern woman.
Right.
I prefer a handle.
Because, when we said that you don't like to be called Valerie, some people got a little confused.
What?
I mean, you don't like to be called Val, you like to be called Valerie.
Yeah, if you're younger, like my co-workers, they go
Some people got a little confused and was like, well, should we call her Mama Valerie? Or do we just not call her Val at all? You know, you put the moniker.
Put some on Val.
Miss, Mama, Auntie, however you can pronounce it.
I don't care.
Sister, she goes by sister. All of that.
Occasionally, I even go by mother. I be tickled because I don't see myself that way.
And if I'm calling her daughter. Daughter Val.
Well, yeah, when I'm in a professional setting, if you're going to call me by my first name, I prefer you call me Valerie.
You put that E-R-I-E. It's E.
Use my formal
E. I saw some
name.
people put an O as well. She don't like that either.
Because that ain't my name.
V-A-L-E-R.
And not V-A-L-A. Not one of my friends is spelled like that.
A different.
But that's her.
Different, but that's
between her and her mama.
She's
that's
Valerie. Valerie. This is Valerie.
And she's as cute as a button. I love her to pieces.
Love her down.
I hate I couldn't go see her today.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get lunch or something. Now that I'm an adult, I'm rediscovering my aunties.
Yeah. Boy, she rediscovered it's too funny.
Whew, stressed. Anyway, I thought when Violet passed out, she was gonna wake up and say Jimmy Dale was there, and they was gonna say, no, Violet, you just imagining stuff because of the stress of the book.
Yeah, because she's awake.
Turn this off, you gonna
let's crack the window, see.
I don't want to waste nobody's,
Oh yeah, it's nice out there. Let it off.
Let it off.
Let it off.
You are your granddaddy. Over.
Honey, somebody gotta do it.
I thought that she was gonna wake up and say Jimmy Dale was out there. Everybody, the whole family was gonna come by, Charlie and them, and everybody was gonna say, well, don't you think you imagined him, you just stressed him into existence with your mind? You hallucinated him because you got lupus and you read the book and brought up that old memory. That's what I thought.
And then I'm like, she just read this book with him in it, and then this dude walk in the door.
And that was very strange to me, but we'll get to why he's here. We'll get there.
Excuse me, I felt that.
I know, it's all right.
I just want to whoop her.
If I could.
I would go get a nap so I could get strong.
And whoop her.
To whoop her.
Yeah. She got whooped. She just didn't get whooped with hands.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes that's better.
In the meantime, honey, while He calls down and says, if Jimmy Dale comes back to the diner, let me know. Things proceed. In the meantime, Micah is reading the book that Nova gave her.
Because she loves his Aunt Nova, which should be the way it is.
I love my auntie too.
You ain't gonna read her book?
I mean, no, I read. If she comes out with a book, I don't think she's a literary, girl.
But she's good at contracting people. She could get her a ghostwriter.
She is just she will have you doing any and everything.
Because she's smart like that. She said, "You'll never kill me."
Anywho, I love her down boots. I love her, and she's kind of the Nova of our family.
Yeah,
in a way.
She's
she's
very
black power. She's very weed smoky. She's got all the qualities of a Nova without.
She does not grow because we don't grow here.
Yeah, I mean, you're not supposed to grow in Louisiana either.
Yeah, that's true.
Quiet as it's kept.
These are facts. I did forget about that.
I was gonna have a little weed growing back in the back of the house, but since your husband is the police, I didn't think I could.
The police and the pastor, come on now.
Y'all ain't got to be a part of my weed growing.
Beside y'all.
It's not illegal to grow the weed. It's illegal to break the weed down and distribute the weed.
Well, that dispensary in Hot Springs making a lot of money.
Lauren just got her card. I'm so happy for her. Well, she's.
I know she got all kinds of stuff. She
actually sick. She
got all kinds of things happening.
Sis needs her card.
Look, I might need a card today.
Can
we have a day card? If that's what it does.
Not a day pass for the weed.
I just need a day pass.
You can just go to your auntie house. You want me to drive you over there?
She ain't gonna give it to me because I know one time I had gone through a bad situation and I wasn't quite all the way in with Jesus. Yeah, I was. I was upset with Jesus though.
Yeah, y'all had a falling out.
We had a falling out, and I said, "Take me to the liquor store." She looked at me, and she said, "No, this is a day people should drink liquor." And she was like, "No." And they wouldn't let me drive. And then by the time I could drive again, I had a need to go to the liquor store.
I'm sorry that you didn't get to drink liquor, be laid over because you.
It's sad.
You certainly can't drink. It's not in your body. Your metabolism can't take it.
You think they skipped me? I got drunks all through the family. And did the drinking spirit just skip me?
I don't know if the drinking spirit skipped you because of the power of the Lord. Because the thing about having drunks in your family is that I would never be a drunk because I don't get drunk. You would be a drunk if you got drunk and you stayed drunk. You know what I mean?
I just ain't never been drunk.
So if you got drunk,
I just don't like it.
You would fall under the consideration of being a drunk. If I took some drinks and you've seen me do it,
your hair just puff up.
I just get hot. I'd be the same me, just hot. Anywho, Micah reading the book, and he gets. Can we get rid of him? Can we?
I don't get rid of children.
He's old enough to be on my nerves. He's old enough to get got rid of.
Ain't nobody gonna be on the show if we get rid of Blue. Get on your nerves.
I watched Blue for an hour.
Blue was gonna grow, and he's going to get on your nerves.
He might not. He's precious.
That ain't your granddad, is it?
I don't think so. I don't know. Could have been, child. Oops, excuse me. I hit the button on accident.
Can I get my 80s foot out the car?
I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, he reading the book. His mama comes in, sees him reading the book, and already knows it's finna be some mess. So she goes on into the kitchen.
Jesus.
He gets up and comes into the kitchen with the mess. He says, "Did you really pay off, the heifer for, cheating with my daddy?" She said, "Yeah."
I mean, what you gonna say?
Sure did. As a matter of fact, thank you for asking. But it ain't just black and white like that. Now, honestly, it is.
I don't think it is.
I mean, there are other circumstances that probably weren't in the book, which is why I keep telling Oprah, go have somebody write and release this book so I can read it and analyze.
Well, the thing about it is, life, you cannot really put all the nuances of what's happening in the book. You ain't got that much time.
And the book ain't supposed to be about Charlie anyway.
First and foremost.
But anywho, she says it's not just black and white. I feel like she paid the woman to leave them alone. Folks pay folks to leave folks alone all the time. If I had money, everybody around me would have a little extra money because I want to be left alone indefinitely. Everybody need to leave me alone.
I'm gonna collect mine. I'm gonna give you a week, and then I'll be back.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't pay you because you wouldn't leave me alone. You, your mama, now one of y'all gonna just.
We used to be in Poe. Can't say.
Get away from me. Anywho,
it's all right. We know how to do that.
So he is half upset with her, but he gives her the chastising, I'm not mad at you. I just think we see the world differently. And I'm like, everybody see the world differently, especially people who were born kind of around when you were born and people who were born kind of around when I was born and he was born.
It's a completely different thing.
Michael was supposed to have been born in the 2000s, so he really sees the world differently.
Right.
My generation, I hate the term, but my generation is kind of a gap filler for her generation that need new kids.
And mine is the same with my mom and you.
Right. So, there's a progression, but we all see the world differently. I see the world differently than my mama, and she, on some things, sees the world differently than her mama, and everybody see the world differently than her mama's mama and daddy. Because they were born in the 20s.
Yes, indeed.
The 20s.
The 1920s.
It's finna be the 20s again.
Next year. It's gonna be the 20s again.
So they was born 100 years ago. Everybody see, we all see things differently than they do.
And we look at them like, what?
So he said that like he had really said something. It's like, no, you ain't really said nothing. That's just everything. Everybody. You ain't special, as my grandma would say. Granny, I fell and cut my knee. So everybody fall and cut their knee. You ain't special. Come on, get this Band-Aid. What in the world?
You're gonna be tough. You will not be a punk living here.
I'm going to my mama. She'll kiss it at least. Dang.
And set you right back up on your feet. Go on.
And I would go because I got the love. My granny just, you fine. You ain't special.
Buck up.
I got bit by a dog when I was yours.
Yeah, she still got a mark. I beat the stew out of it, as my grandma would say.
It did. The stew was bitten. Bitten out of.
Bit the stew out of her.
We are all over the place.
Yes,
anyway,
Jesus.
She says that she don't really. He says he sees the world differently than her, and she says it ain't even really like that, And he says that he trusts Nova basically, and she says, so you don't trust me? Because he's like, she's like, we need to talk about things in the book and kind of discuss what goes on. He's like, why? I trust the woman that wrote it. My mama didn't take it to mean that he don't trust her. I did.
Well, when I went back and reviewed it.
He said what he said. He said that we don't need to talk about it because I trust who wrote it. Which means I don't trust what you finna tell me.
But then the problem with that is Nova's telling someone else's story.
Right.
This is the person's story who's being told. You need to listen to what she has to say because it's actually her story.
Right.
And hopefully, if that's your mama, you kind of know if your mama is shining you on after 17 years. I couldn't really shine you on. I could not say stuff to you.
But 17-year-olds usually aren't at all like I was.
What was you?
I was a little older in my spirit.
And that was a male. And males are different than females on how they perceive things. But, little girls, they'll tell you. Now, tomorrow, you're going to think about... I'm like, how you know what I'm going to think tomorrow?
Well, I know you.
But little boys, they be like, what?
Now, you have to be mindful that we were very close.
And a lot of people are close. Like, I read Donna Kay.
Yeah.
I read.
Because you're close.
Very close.
Micah, mother-son don't have that same closeness.
It's a different thing.
They close, but
different.
I was literally 2 days ago standing outside your shower door talking to you. you know.
Yeah, and I sat on the side of the tub when Mom was
And I did.
well, on the sink rather, when she was in the tub back in
And
the day.
yeah, back at the old house, I used to sit right on the side of the tub, again on the sink, and hey, girl, blah blah blah. I don't care if you're naked or not, whatever. I
Yeah,
got
but
to
you
tell you
cannot
about
do,
this today.
you should not be doing that with your sons.
You should not be doing that with your son. So the level of closeness I feel is different. Has nothing to do with what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say
Mm-hmm.
is that he say he don't trust his mama, and I just want him to go away. That's the moral.
I'm gonna need him to get that together.
Or go away. Go live with
The,
your daddy.
the writers need to express,
Your old cheating daddy.
need to make it clear that she's actually telling other people's stories, and if she's saying it's telling her story, that's not true.
It's not true.
In
So
large part, it's not
Nova
true.
got a good review from the New York Times.
Mm-hmm. All these things are things you want, but it would,
At the expense of
but
your
you,
family.
yeah, you got, your cost is high though.
If my only mother figure in the whole wide world I have heard, now I have a mother, thankfully,
But they don't.
and advised their mother figure, I would never get on the internet or on the TV or on the
Not while she
literature
was living.
dragging you. I wouldn't do that. That's crazy.
Not what. Please don't do it while I'm living. I
I'm
really
not
don't
gonna
care
do it.
what you do after I die, but not while I'm living.
Anyway, Prosper goes on over to Ralph Angel's house and or to the farm, and it's given, hey, how's it going? Wait a minute, you look down. Why you down? And Ralph Angel says, Nova done wrote something down in this book that's shaking me up. And Prosper said, oh, wait, did she write anything about me?
Right, do I need to worry about
His
this?
first question, I was like, Prosper, what you been doing?
Well, I mean, but what anybody been doing, really?
Yeah.
Everybody got stuff they do, or it can be skewed.
Right.
So yeah, that was a good question. Prosper could have been in there.
I need to know if she wrote anything about me, child.
Honey.
But Ralph Angel says probably not, but I don't know. Shoot,
That's Nova.
That's Nova. Don't nobody know. And he tells Prosper that he's not Blue's biological father, and Prosper like, oh,
That's all.
he's like, you don't seem too surprised. And Prosper wanted to say, well, Darla was a hoe. But he didn't. I read it on his face. He wanted to say that.
Let's say she went through some things. Let's say that.
Whole things?
Shh. We don't have to be explicit.
Is hoe explicit?
Just
Oh. I'm sorry.
well, or specific.
My grandmama called me a hoe because I got a Facebook when I was 14, so
She didn't understand
I'm
that
still
day.
traumatized.
Yeah, she didn't understand.
Who's this white? I guess she worked for the school. I was like, who's this white person coming to the church? It's the church and the school on the same parking lot. Anyway, child. Prosper says,
So when that car leave?
like 10 minutes ago.
Was somebody in it?
Yeah.
Where doing it?
Oh, Jesus. You need to
I'm
pay
telling you, I
attention to your
am not feeling that
surroundings.
well. That is not quite like me.
It's not like you. Prosper basically tells Ralph Angel that Mr. Prosper wasn't my biological daddy, but he was my daddy. Make Ralph Angel feel a little better. He feels a little better.
It's like, girl, that ain't unusual.
Like, I love Mr. Prosper as if he was my own, because he was my own.
He was my daddy.
That's all I had.
And it sounded like you treated him right, like this boy doing with Blue.
Sound like it to me. In the meantime, Ignacio done got sick out there on the farm. Sick. I'm gonna get this on out the way because I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't. Ralph Angel calls down to Charlie. They were supposed to be meeting up for something.
Oh, okay.
Did you even bring your phone?
Mm-hmm.
It's probably under you then. They're supposed to be meeting up for something, and he can't make it because Ignacio done got sick. And Charlie says, I think I know someone who can help. And, it's her Latin boyfriend.
Yeah, he's cute to me.
He alright. He looks younger than she does, but he got gray hair, so it's weird. Is that not your phone right there?
Thank you.
Oh, we got to get you back to the house. So yeah, we don't see Latin boyfriend help Ignacio, but it's implied that he does. In the meantime, Nova got a Sally Jesse Raphael interview or something. She on a talk show, and it's a mother-daughter couple up there saying, you know, we read your book, and I'm like, the book ain't out. Well, how's everybody reading this book? We read your book, and you know, our situation is a lot like you and Charlie. And I'm sitting here like, what is the situation? What's the situation? Did I
How did
miss
you
it?
make a situation?
What is the beef?
Y'all done made a situation
To the point where these folks identifying with your situation between you and Charlie. Like,
y'all
what is,
raggedy. We are too.
what is the situation? And the woman says, you know, me and my mother, we are a lot like you and Charlie, and we just want to know how you got past it. Nova says, well, sometimes you go through things and things happen, and you be going through the things, and then you don't want to feel the things no more, and you put them in a drawer, and then you take them out the drawer, and you got to look at the things, and you be going through. And everybody was just like, yes, beautiful answer, beautiful. And I'm like, she did not answer the question. She gave you a real Jimmy Dale talk around. She did not answer the question. She didn't even attempt to answer the question. She didn't try to answer the question. But somehow she placated y'all. I would have been like, excuse me, that did not answer my question. How did y'all get past it? How y'all get past it? But she can't say how they got past it because they ain't got past it.
Because actually they done went into it now.
Oh, girl.
So I just dog my family, and they don't like me. Do y'all like me? Because I'm going to need a new family.
I'm taking auditions for family.
Because the rule.
I don't care about Charlie and the white people. Do you? The Boudreaux and the Landrys.
The Boudreaux, they something a little special, but
I don't care. Jacob Boudreaux got the
like
same
her.
amount of shares as her, and he going to the meetings because they didn't change the bylaws. Need I remind you of the church bylaws? They didn't change the church bylaws to say that some of the family can come in whether they got shares or or not. So Charlie mad. Period. I don't want to talk about that. I don't care about that.
yeah, he tried to help her out, but then because he's a Boudreaux, it's hard to say if he's genuine, and that's basically what that is.
Then she shouldn't have trusted them in the first place.
Well, I don't know that she trusted them. She's just trying to figure out how to get to what the information that she wants to, so that she can propel people.
That's crazy to me. How you take on a
She's a
mission?
different kind of black power.
And that's fine. Everybody ain't Martin Luther King.
Or Nova.
Hopefully everybody ain't Nova. But I just personally, I don't have a goal or a drive in me that makes me want to go on down to my former slave master's family and
I don't even want to know who that is.
Take them down because of some inferior. I don't care.
Can we skip that? Because I don't even want to know who they are.
I want to make my own money off of me.
Because there are folks with my last name in this state, but then that side didn't come from here. I don't want to meet them people in Florida. I don't want to meet them people.
I don't care.
In Georgia?
I don't care about my former slave owners.
No.
They over there doing their thing. They ain't thinking about me. So I don't have a personal mission to take them down because, I guess Ernest was deeply affected or something, but Ernest gone. I don't feel the need to avenge.
But then they're also right there with them still, and the lineage is clear. Like all of we done moved around. We don't know them people.
Like I get all of that, but the thing about it is, can I just mind my business and y'all mind y'all's business? Saving the farm is one thing. The kids got fireworks over there. Saving the farm is one thing. Let's save the farm. Look like the farm is doing okay. Other than that, can I be doing something else? Charlie could be on Basketball Wives fighting with Tammy and Jack and them. She could be doing something else. I don't care about these white people.
Because her character is so direct, she would be good on there.
She would. She is the Shawnee O'Neal.
She would should have.
Minus the food.
Yeah,
Because I just can't see Charlie eating a chicken wing on the show. I can't.
Honey tickle me.
That's the only reason I would watch it. Because Basketball Wives, the season just started.
I can't
Again.
know. That do too much. I can't know.
Child, I don't care nothing about. I just want to see what's her name, Shiny, sitting there with her popcorn and grits, whatever else she eats.
She's like, yeah, well, this is lunchtime. Activities, foolishness, and mayhem.
Oh, I love it. I love
We
it.
gonna see this today.
Let me see. Kiki is mad at Micah. I literally wrote on my notes on my Twitter that you can find. It is at KRambling, where you'll be able to read all the notes for the shows I'm doing. Kiki is mad at Micah. Period. I wish I cared. It's written right here because I don't. I just don't. Like I don't care nothing about Micah. Kiki seems like a nice girl. Hope she makes it on into college or whatever she's trying to do with her life, honey. Do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. But I don't care. I mean, like, don't. And then the next sentence is Charlie bursts in on Jacob. Family can attend meetings. They meet outside. And again, I wish I cared. I'm only watching the show at this point for Blue, for Violet, and to see Nova get her butt whooped. That's it. Because everybody else, I don't care nothing about it.
Nova's going on to get her butt whooped. It's just setting itself right up.
And I hope it's Charlie. I hope Charlie takes off her heels like Patti LaBelle at concert and whoops Nova down. The white man had told Charlie that, she grew up with love and he grew up without it. I don't care. Somebody called Hollywood and said, Hollywood, Jimmy Dale down here at the restaurant. So Hollywood busts on into the restaurant and sits down and says, is your coffee hot enough? And I thought he was going to pour the coffee on him. But Jimmy Dale is like, yeah, you must be the manager. And he like, we can cut this showtime at Apollo foolishness. I know who you are. You know who I am. I'm Hollywood Desolé. And don't nobody want you here, get on. Scat. Is basically what he says. And Jimmy Dale is giving, well, I'm not going to stay where I'm not wanted. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, girl.
That was so crazy.
Why are you here?
I just want to laugh because he's a comedian and I just want to laugh.
I mean, you can laugh at any point in time.
Okay.
Ain't nobody stopping you from laughing.
I appreciate that.
I laugh whenever anybody gets punched. It takes me down every time. When I see violence, I get tickled and I don't know why. It's probably something wrong with me, but moving on. Jimmy Dale says, they used to be my family too, and just because the past is the past don't make it not the past, or something he said all fancy and
it really had nothing to do with nothing. Please leave the restaurant.
That's how them shysters talk to folks. They talk around in circles just like Nova was doing.
And that's why I appreciate Charlie, because Charlie told that boy when she was leaving him, don't none of that mean nothing. All that you say, all that sad story topic, you still going to the me. Yeah. What you talking about?
I'm not gonna cry for you.
No.
I'm not, like,
and that's
period.
Yeah, and that's what Hollywood was looking at him like.
Yeah. Hollywood said, I'm gonna whoop your tail if you don't get up out of here.
You gonna catch these fists. That's how you put you gonna catch these fists.
Yeah.
These hands, catch these hands. That's what he said.
So Jim Dale puts his hat back on his head and ushers himself on out the building, and Hollywood follows him down the road,
swinging
to the county line. He comes home and tells Violet he's gone. I followed him to the county line, and I'm like, Hollywood, he could just turn around. Because Violet was like, are you sure he's gone? Because he don't give up too easily. And he's like,
that's the thing. You say, yeah, he ain't that dude you think he is.
Right. And Violet was, she asked if he was sure. He said he was sure. And she was just like, okay, do. And I'm like, unrealistic. If my abuse of a long time came back, popped back into town or whatever, and I asked my man to run him off, I would still for a couple days at least be looking over my shoulder.
Well, I'm a pistol carrier.
I mean,
I would be locked and loaded for a few weeks.
you have to look over your shoulder to see where you're gonna shoot.
Get your positions together.
Period.
Get your stance in case you got.
I sleep in the bed with scissors anyway, honey. I've never played these games with you.
You know, until I got married, I slept with the pistol in the bed.
Under the pillow, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I tried not to,
Reach
if I
for
was
my
watching
pillow.
TV in there.
Don't reach for my pillow.
Yeah, I tried to flush the pillow and a gun fall like, what in the world? Anyway,
There will not be no foolishness, and I just let it be. Wait now.
yeah.
We talking about too much.
Anywho, so he comes back and tells Violet, yeah, I followed him to the county line. He won't be back. And I'm like, how do you know? And why does Violet accept it so willingly? I forgot to mention that Violet told Nova that she better come around and talk to me by the end of the day, or else I'm going down to the 9th ward. And you don't want me to be in the 9th ward. Because when I get there,
It's
cuss
gonna
you out.
be ugly.
I'm like, the same thing you gonna do when she get to your house, you gonna do when you get to her house. You gonna cuss her out irregardless, as Mariah Carey said.
And see, the problem was when the whole thing is, the calmer she get, the more problems it is.
Like my grandma.
Oh Jesus!
Like my grandma.
You please scream and
You
holler.
weren't supposed to go follow me on this application.
Huh?
I be cussing.
Huh?
Whatever. If you see cussing, that's you. You went out and searched for it. Hollywood. Oh, I already talked about that. Yeah, he told Violet she's gone. Wrath Angel, as we all know, is Raffanja. Wrath Angel. And Joie's mama, because I don't know her name, are having lunch. He's, get ready to tell her, all right, so I got a record. And she like, I know. I work in the law offices. I looked you up, ran your background. He like, oh.
I read your file.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he just like, oh, all right, she read my file. Cool. So anyway.
'Cause, I mean, no one is public.
They just moved right along. Now, did her position change? Look like when she first came on the show, she was a district attorney. And now in this episode, she said she was a public defender. Did I make up that she was a district attorney? I don't know.
I don't remember being a district attorney.
I might have made it up. I don't know. You know I will. I just make people be what I want them to be in my mind.
Right. But he liked her when he first seen her.
And good for both of them.
It was something about her. You could tell it. It was like,
He still feels like he probably would have hung out. I mean, she feels like she probably would have hung out with his mama. She seems real old to me, but
I'm going to ask you to stop talking about people.
it's not shade. She just seems way more mature and more settled in herself.
She's an attorney.
So is my daddy.
Your daddy, he went late. That tell you right there.
We don't know when she went to school.
Well, the child is little, so she can't be my age. Because we stopped having babies after a while.
You stop having babies.
You know, babies in your 30s for.
Your auntie got a friend who had a baby in her 30s and in her 40s, didn't she? Or were they both in the
That's
40s?
our cousin. And, yeah,
She our cousin?
she is.
Since when?
Since the whole time. You talking about the... Because you don't be calling people's real names out, like Nova.
Yeah, I try not to be Nova.
Yeah, well, she had her tubes tied and had those two. After that, I feel like their college education should be paid for.
By the doctors. You'll never tie my tubes and then I have 2 babies later.
2 babies.
You'll never do. I'm suing.
Yeah, the one I had to tell you how we cousins.
She ain't never been my cousin till today.
Yes, she is though.
On whose side?
Um,
Granny or Papa?
Granny, I think.
What?
You have to ask.
She from
Granny.
Louisiana?
Everybody, her whole family ain't in Louisiana. You had to ask her. We wasting these people's time.
These people don't catch y'all.
Anyway.
They can click off if they don't want to be here. The views fluctuated up and down. It's fine. They'll come back if they want to. I'm talking to my mama. Y'all just gonna have to live. Moving on. Charlie and Latin boyfriend having picnics, honey, a picnic or whatever, and he's telling her, your brother really takes care of, the slaves, the undocumented workers. Everybody don't, but your brother does, and because back in the day, a couple years ago, there was these two that had got killed down in the farm because that we was having a storm and blah blah blah. That was Charlie's fault. So Charlie just kind of ducks her head. I and probably everybody else was like, "Girl, you should have just said what happened. You should have said that was you. You thought everybody had made it out, but they was dead down there. They was dead." Don't you feel like you should have been honest? I know you have paying attention to what I'm talking about.
Yeah, somebody asked me to do something for them over here at the church.
And the answer is no.
I said yes.
And then you gonna complain about, oh, I'm just so tired. I'm so busy. I have so much to do.
And she gonna, you want a t-shirt? She getting a t-shirt. You want a t-shirt?
Probably not.
They come in 3 colors.
Do they come in yellow? I don't have no yellow t-shirt.
No, gray.
Then no.
Tropical blue and red.
It's tropical blue.
Honey, these people have nothing to do with that. I'm just supposed to order the shirt.
Are these Vacation Bible School t-shirts?
No, I love my church t-shirts.
I only come here like
way less than
once
you
a
should.
month. I can't possibly rip the shirt. Moving along, girl.
Now, you asked me a question before I told you what I was doing.
I did. I asked you, don't you think that Charlie should have been honest about I hit the button. Honest about the 2 immigrant workers that died during the storm on her farm when he brought it up?
Right. Ooh, that's funny.
It's funny that you don't pay attention to me when I talk.
The 2 immigrant farmers when he brought it up.
Give me a tissue out that glove department.
Okay, I got some in the glove department. The folks are
Thank you, sister.
of course, like any undocumented workers can't really go and do things. I'm gonna try to answer this around the side.
You're answering it in a way that is not anything I asked you. You're doing Nova and Jimmy Dale. The question was, do you think Charlie should have told Latin boyfriend, whose name I don't know,
I don't either.
that is Romero?
Something like that.
Romero. You think Charlie should have told Romero that the 2 immigrant workers that were killed on her farm were killed on her farm when he brought it up?
I don't know if he should have or not. I don't have a real perspective or not. Because I don't remember the conversation.
The conversation was, most people don't take care of their immigrant workers.
But it wasn't killed on her farm, right?
They were killed on her farm because she wouldn't let the workers go home in season 1. She wouldn't let the workers go home. And there was a storm.
I took that as some... Oh, okay.
And the immigrant workers were killed. Ooh, you just...
And I had forgotten about...
I told you like 5 minutes ago, but you weren't listening.
I was trying to answer the girl on the text message. But now I remember that episode. Because she was pushing so hard to get
harvest for the mill because she was
the
having
money
a
was
breakdown.
bad, and she was having a breakdown.
It was because she was having a breakdown. It wasn't a money problem because she could have just put a little bit of her own money in there.
Where she had been.
She could have put a little bit more and took it on. She got enough money to send her son to Paris for summer.
For 3 months so he wouldn't be in a mess.
I ain't been to Paris for a week. A weekend.
Honey,
a day.
I'm going to have to just cover your ears. I ain't got no money to send you to Paris.
Child, you just be like, girl, if you don't stop going out there in what is it? Is it interrogating? Yeah, interrogating the white people. My mama would be like, girl, stop messing with them white people. Leave them alone. They trying to shoot you.
I'm going to send you down to grandma's in the country where they know... ain't nobody down. They done tore down the house.
I was just saying, we ain't got no grandmas in the country. All my grandmothers are metropolitan.
At this point. Yeah, our grandmother used to live down the dirt road. Don't live down there no more.
No, she moved to a room upstairs.
Yeah.
Let's see. She offers Romero, I think that's his name, the empty space behind the mill where she used to live. Ain't nobody told me she moved, but whatever. As the pop-up, clinic. And I really felt like that was her way of trying to say, I'm sorry for murdering these two migrant workers indirectly. And I really, really feel like once the pop up clinic gets started, or maybe even before, she's going to run into some immigrant workers with Romero that are going to say, you the one that killed Juan and Ricardo. And then he's going to find out that way, which is why I really feel like he should have told her now. Because I feel like it's going to come back very soon.
Everything comes back.
I feel like it's going to come back very soon. And I'm tired of the bad times on this show. Everybody having bad times all the time. We see, what is this? No, I already talked about this. Okay, so Micah gets home and with Kiki, and he finna fix her a cool glass of water or something, I don't know. And he opens the mail. He's got a piece of mail addressed to him, and he opens the mail. I'm like, is this mail with a postage stamp and a return address? Like, what kind of mail? It ain't like a brick through the window. It was mail. He opens the mail, and it's a death threat. Shut your mouth or we'll shoot you, basically, in your mouth.
Even though isn't it a felony to send stuff like threats in the mail? I think it's a felony.
It's very definitely a felony.
Mm-hmm.
And we can track you back. Especially
it just depends. Unless you have to be very careful not to get your fingerprints on nothing. It make it hard, and then you got to go to a place outside of where you live. It's several things you got to do.
The thing about post offices is that they always have security. And the other thing about post offices is when you put a stamp on something and they run it through, they'll be able to get a time around when the letter was run through. They can narrow it down to who it probably is. And these are little bitty places in Louisiana. I'm assuming ain't nobody mailing from New York or, somewhere huge where they can't find who mailed it.
No, they do stuff like that, though.
Anyway, girl, I don't care.
He shook up through Romance, Arkansas, Valentine's Day. Ain't nobody in Romance, Arkansas.
I am.
We don't even know where it is.
I have no idea. Probably over there by Stamps, where Marguerite Johnson was born. The Maya Angelou. He shook up because, white folks want to kill him. And I'm going to get this out the way. He takes the letter on to his mama. And his mama's like, all right, okay, a death threat, cool. I'll fix it. He says, fix it. She says, yeah, I'll take care of it. He's like, how you gonna take care of it? Like, I'm just gonna take it, I got it. And I'm sitting here like, how do you take care of it? Don't you just ignore it or take it to the police? Like, you have options, but none of them are taking care of a death threat. You just... whatever, girl. Ask Justice Smollett. He probably know. He mad at her, and this is when he tells her that they got two different views of the world or something, honey, like it was news. And Charlie takes the drawer and opens it and says, well, here's a death threat from when you said your speech, and here's one from the day after, and this one was a couple days after that, and then I sent you to Paris, and this one, when you got on the plane that day, this one came, and then a couple days after that, this one came. I sent you to Paris because you was getting death threats, and I'm still listening to her talking, trying to figure, how are you fixing it? if he still get death threats, how did you fix it?
Well, I mean, you can't really stop people from doing stuff, but what she did was she protected him by getting him out of the area to let things cool off.
I'm still trying to figure out, now that he knows he's being threatened by death, how's she gonna take care of it?
Yeah. She got money. We can't think like that.
Sure cannot. But anyway, he all shook up, and she asked him, how do these letters make you feel? And he like, well, folks want to kill me, so not great. I'm angry. She says, well, I don't get the luxury of feeling anger because I'm scared. I'm scared. And I'm like, send him with his daddy. It'll kill two birds with one stone. One bird is he'll be out in the line of fire. He'll be in a more progressive thinking area. The other bird is I won't have to look at him. Get rid of him. Get rid of him. don't even know what you said, but I don't like it. Anyway, child. So they hug and she's giving, "Let me protect you," and I'm just like, girl, I'm sick of all of this. In the meantime, Blue got mint chocolate ice cream.
And this is so important.
And I think they went to the skating rink as well.
I might send you to the store to get me some.
You don't eat mint chocolate.
No, Rocky Road, close enough.
It's not close at all.
I think I want some though.
I also do. I do. What time is it?
Late.
Oh, we ain't got enough time to make it to the market. Anyway, Blue getting ice cream was the most important thing on the episode for me. I enjoyed that he got ice cream and was happy about it and told his mama, and his mama was also pleased.
He got a play date.
He went out with Joie, and his mama said, "Who is Joie? Joie? I don't know no Joie."
I don't know Joie.
And that's the thing, when you have parents who are not together, you got friends that you hang out when you with your mama and friends that you hang out with when you with your daddy, and they be like, who is that? I don't know who that is. And you really be trying to tell them, yeah, we did this and that. I don't know who this child is. Who is her mama?
That was always my question.
Who are her people?
Then I go question your daddy. Now, who is that?
Who are they? Did you take her to? You left them at their house?
Did you vet them? I need vetting.
Oh Lord. Anywho, in the meantime, Raph Angel tells Darla that Nova wrote the book and put Blue in it.
I'm glad he had to tell her, because that wouldn't be nothing you want to say. Bam.
I certainly would not.
Especially put all her stuff in it too.
And she got a little, crack problem.
Oh, she had a crack problem. She's been delivered.
Once you become addicted, you are always an addict. That's what they say. Anywho, so she mad, and now they got to figure out when they gonna sit down and talk to Blue about how Raph Angel ain't really his daddy, but he is really his daddy all at once.
Honey, he definitely is his daddy. Huh?
Now I'm gonna start heading over to the chicken place. Now here we get to really the climax of the episode, which is Riley get a knock on the door, and who is it? It's Jimmy Dale. And instead of seeing that Jimmy Dale is at the door and shutting the door like I would have done and going on about my daddy.
Mommy, ask her nicely, could he come in?
No, I still would have shut the door.
Honey, you know.
Whatever,
been
child.
So crazy.
Y'all got these flags
I
out
don't know
there.
when them flags got that. Do I know them flags?
It's the Christian flag and the American flag, which I don't think go together, but okay.
We's in America, we Christians.
Separation of church and state.
That's the law. That's for the government offices. We got a lot of government.
That's for everybody.
Phone book update failed.
Shut up. But anyway, instead of doing like I would have done and closing and locking the door, getting the gun and calling the police, he sweet talks her into opening the door. Hey, Violet, why don't you just let me in so we can talk properly?
And it's about the pitch too. And I would have been, your voice too high, dude.
David Allen Greer's always sounded like
I
that.
don't care. That's what I'd have told him. Your voice too high. You can't come. Your voice had to be Hollywood deep.
Hollywood's voice is not that deep.
It's deeper than that.
It is deeper than that. We used to ride our bikes up this little hill, and I thought it was so high, child, I'd be scared. I don't wanna. And Steven would be like, I mean, we here now. Go ride down, up and down the hill. We here.
Steven.
Oh, we used to cut up. Oh, I miss my cousin. Anywho.
Is that y'all played the hardest?
We played. We'd be all around this little neighborhood on our little scooters and bikes and carrying on them. Get on in here. Because I don't want my chicken to get cold. But I want to get over closer by it.
Okay, then.
And if you want to run in and get some ice cream. But I think they close in a minute.
They look like someone's coffee, but it's cleaner.
Anywho, child. So he comes on in the house and puts his hat on the table and is giving, you know, hey, this still feel like my house from back 30 years ago.
It does not, son.
You done changed a couple things, but it still feel like home. And I'm like, I don't.
If you don't get,
I
see, and I don't even cuss, but I'm like the man that preached the sermon not long ago. I ain't forgot how to cuss.
No, I haven't forgotten either, and I'm about to.
I'm asking you to be nice.
You gave me permission to say the B word once in this video, and I'm gonna have to. It's not now. I'm gonna let you know.
I might go in the store, let you cuss, and then be back later.
Anywho,
Upon my return, there'll be no more cuss.
he in there talking about how Hollywood is a boy, and don't no grown man let you call him Hollywood. I'm like, what if that's his birth name? What if his mama named him Hollywood?
And the thing about it is, if that was the name, if he's from there and that's the name that people call him, you can't hardly stop calling him that. If his nickname was Slim and he didn't got pudgy, they still call him.
I got a cousin named Pooh. He nearly 30.
Well, don't nobody call him that but us.
But y'all don't stop calling him that, because y'all been calling him that for 30 years.
Yeah, my husband's like, why you call that boy Pooh?
His name is Pooh.
He is my Pooh.
Period. Period, Pooh. Anywho,
Now, we do that when we in the street. I don't call him Pooh. It's a grown man.
I do.
I'm going to ask you to call him Pooh in public.
The way y'all call me Bookie Wookie, Sweetie Weetie, Katie,
At home.
Boom Boom, and
In public, we call you Kayla.
no, you don't.
Or Kay.
No, you don't.
Or Katie.
No, there you go. Katie, Cakey, Boo, Wooga Wooga
That's
Wooga.
your auntie now. And she really just gets in there.
I just be like, girl,
Her heart is
please.
she sits there and she just looks at you.
Just because I'm very beautiful. Everybody loves me.
That's your TT. She can't help it.
But anywho, child.
Now the other aunties be trying real hard not to do that in public. They wait till it's kind of one-on-one.
And yet they still do.
Well, it's usually just where you and them can hear it.
But you hear it too.
But I mean, I'm
So
your
it be
mom.
loud enough. Anyway. But I'm opposite of her. I don't like to be called Kayla. I like to be just called Kay. Just Kay. Just Kay. Nothing special. We don't have to do all the la and the carrying on. I don't care for it.
I
Just
like
Kay.
you used to be Lala,
I was at a point.
and it still pops up on my phone.
I've grown. Just because you haven't grown, that's your problem. Anyway, let's get on through this, girl. We've been on here an hour.
I know. I ain't been awake an hour all day.
Congrats.
Mm.
So he's giving all, Hollywood ain't a man, he a boy, blah, blah, blah. In the meantime, what?
Michelle's daddy was 70. His 70th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday. In heaven, I'm presuming. No. Well, you gave the sad all.
No, I was trying not to be over dramatic, and you done went the wrong way with it. This is a happy. He's fine.
Well, happy birthday then.
Mm-hmm.
Had me thanking the man in glory. He look good. He don't look dead at all.
No, he with nice, good color and everything.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But he asked her a question. I don't remember what he asked her, but she says she doesn't answer because she's in like this fugue state. Sis was like hypnotized. My mom would at some point said she finna close the door before she let him in. I said no, she finna open this door. And what did she do? She opened the door.
I don't understand that.
He asked her a question and
I was thinking about going to get me some stuff. I'm like, I don't want no ice cream. Yes, I do. I just don't
do
feel
you
like,
want me to take you to Wendy's get you a Frosty?
maybe.
We'll get you a Frosty.
Okay. I
Just,
really want to go to Sonic.
we can go to Sonic if you don't mind riding out that way.
Just go that way. Okay.
Okay, we'll take you to Sonic in just a second.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. He asked her a question, and again, I don't remember what the question was, but she doesn't answer. He says, Violet, I'm talking to you. And she kind of snaps back into herself and says, you got to go. And he doesn't want to go. At this point in time, Nova comes up. She opens the door and comes in the house. And it's giving, Jimmy Dale, what are you doing here? And he says, hey, Nova, good to see you again. Now, I'm dumb. I took it as, hey, Nova, good to see you again. Like, I ain't seen you in 30-some years, but it's good to see you now. But that ain't what he meant. He meant good to see you as in, I just saw you last month. How you been? Or something like that. And Violet was like, again. And Nova, as she's been saying every episode since the show started, the season premiere, I can explain. You got too much explaining to do.
That I can explain just about makes me mad. I can't.
Far too much explaining to do. It don't make no sense to me. I was wondering, it's so dark. I got these shades on. I'm like, girl, it took a really...
And you had noticed mine been gone a minute?
No, because I don't look at you.
Okay.
I'm talking to the people.
We'll talk on.
He gives, good to see you again. Violet is like, again. And I can explain. We find out that she interviewed Jimmy Dale for the book.
I just wanted to get both sides.
You did not get both sides because you didn't ask or tell Violet that you were doing the book.
About her business.
About her business. You went to Jim. See, this is where I would have cussed, but I don't want, I'm not going to do it to you. I would have called her the B word at this point. You went to your Uncle Jimmy Dale to get his side of a story that you didn't even tell your auntie you were writing about.
So this is then there lies another problem. So you wrote these things about these people, but so you just kind of slipped the questions that you needed answered at dinner?
I mean, her family, they probably talked about it freely with her.
But when I think about I know my family stories, right?
Uh-huh.
But if I were going to write something about their lives and about why they did things or what was going on with them, I would probably have some more in-depth than the dinner table conversation.
But that's the thing. That's what Charlie was saying. There's more to it than what she wrote. She didn't ask no more questions. She just took what she had gathered in regular family conversations and then went and interviewed Jimmy Dale for some reason. She probably interviewed the girl Charlie paid off too. She might have found a couple Johns from Darla and interviewed them too. Like, she went real dirty with it.
Yeah, it was dirty.
And this is where I would have called her the B word. I would have. But I ain't gonna do that to my mama here in her face. Not in her face. It's nasty. It was so nasty what she did. It was, and I had good intentions. You couldn't have possibly had good intentions if you ain't tell nobody what you was writing about. You ain't tell nobody it had nothing to do with them. And you was sneaking around asking folks, other people, their side of a story that these people didn't even know they had to defend.
Exactly.
You was dirty. And you need to go.
Absolutely, Toa.
See, Violet had got to a point that I've never been. But we'll talk about that in a second. Jimmy Dale says she got a little fat pooch on her stomach and he reaches out to touch her stomach. And Nova get to swinging. Swinging! Get off of her! Don't touch her! And they push him on out the door. As soon as he gets pushed out the door, Hollywood coming up the driveway. And he tags in, starts whooping them too. And this is where I don't understand Jimmy Dale. Jimmy Dale, why did you come to town, come to the restaurant, catch her when she fainted, found out that she had a husband if you didn't know, probably already knew because he probably asked Nova when they was hanging out. You come back to the restaurant, you get sent out of town, quote unquote. I still don't understand why Hollywood and Violet just got comfortable with the thought that he's gone. He just gone. No, he not. And then you come back to the house, you don't have no weapons. You don't have, you didn't expect Hollywood to be back at the house? That's why I don't understand Jimmy Dale. Why are you here? You don't have a gun, you don't have a knife. Why did you just pop up at the house? After the man,
he got that power.
After the man ran him out of town.
Plus, that's so disrespectful. She didn't tell you. He's told you that this is his wife, not your wife. Don't matter if it's your ex-wife.
It really
It's his current wife. What the mess?
But even aside from that, you come in trying to be intimidating or whatever you're trying to do, you went about it the wrong way. Once you got sent out of town by this woman's husband, you pop back up at his house.
At his you just said, would you please whoop me?
But popped up with no weapons, no, like, why did you come back? Except to get your butt whooped. You know? What else would have been his reasoning for coming back?
He probably scoped out and saw that he wasn't there and didn't realize he was going to double back.
But that's crazy, because once Hollywood found out that he had been at the house, Hollywood would have moved hell, high water, and all the other things to find Jimmy Dale and whoop him. Did you just want to be beat up?
Apparently.
This don't make no sense to me. This is so crazy to me. That's where I don't understand Jimmy Dale. I'll never understand Nova, but I'm trying to understand Jimmy Dale. The man sent you on and you still pop up at the house, but you don't pop up with, like, if I'm on such a mission to intimidate somebody, I'm gonna have a knife or a gun or something, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I got you now, we hostage, yeah, I'm holding you or something. Just come into the house, just, hey, let's sit and talk a little while. That's weird. That's weird. What are the intentions here?
The devil is there.
But the devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Jimmy Dale just came to sit down.
No, he came to steal, steal, and destroy. He
ain't had no weapons.
Oh, he was this one weapon.
He didn't have a pillowcase in which to put his trophies, his booty, after he stole it.
Well, it's supposed to be Vi. He messing with Vi's head.
But without the knowledge that Hollywood is absolutely going to kill you. That's weird.
Hollywood really don't care about that. He will take your head off.
He young and he big. I wouldn't try.
That's what I tell my dad about my bonus dad. Leave him alone.
Cause I ain't coming to my people's house trying nothing crazy. As somebody, you know, as a suitor for my grandmother, I wouldn't.
No. Like I said, my daddy old and people not.
Yeah, your daddy gonna get knocked. Cause people was 20 years younger than your daddy.
Let's be real.
I wouldn't try
I
it.
wouldn't try it either.
Anywho, I feel like Jimmy Dale should have got stabbed. He should have got stabbed. He didn't know. Hollywood beat him up real good, and then he says, you know, I should have never tried to make a hoe into a housewife or something like that. And Hollywood was trying to get him again, but they was holding him back. And Jimmy Dale slides on off again, but he probably gonna come back, and I just don't understand.
I need some mafia people to break his fingers.
Jimmy Dale is a herpy. He just pops up and goes away and pops back up. And don't do nothing but irritate you. Like,
right.
Sir,
he's a soul.
Go away.
A bad soul.
He's a genital wart. So Nova, I forgot to say I talked about how she said she was gonna interview him and blah 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 and wanted to get his side of the story, but then she says, I found out he was just as trash as you said he was. You should took her word for that anyway.
Why would she lie to you about that?
Why would she lie to you about your Uncle Jimmy Dale?
And all the things that they say that she said about Vi in the book are a testament to that fact.
Right, and the thing about it is, she lies to Violet and says, I wanted to celebrate everything that you've overcome, but in the book you wrote that she's been weak all her life.
Weak ain't the problem.
So, where's the celebration?
After you break a bone several times, it just ain't gonna be the same.
I broke my arm once and I still can't touch my shoulder. 20 years ago. Literally. 20 years ago. Like, people heal differently. That I'm not weak. I mean, the arm is not strong. But
it's not your best arm.
But I'm not weak. Like, girl, anyway, I don't care.
You can still use it. It works.
Get rid of her. Put Nova and Micah in a boat. Ship them off. Ship them off.
Can they have some food on the boat?
They're going to have to get to the point where they got to start being cannibals. One of them going to die and the other one got to eat them. Because I don't care about neither of those heifers. Because back to Micah, since I'm revved up, Micah for some reason feels like his mama is not like doing what she needs to do as a black woman without having the knowledge that, number one, everybody ain't a Martin Luther King, and number two, Martin Luther King got murdered, Medgar Evers got murdered, Malcolm X got murdered, Emmett Till wasn't even an activist, murdered.
A baby, yeah.
Like, you trying to be this activist, but you don't want to have, you know, the backlash of being an activist. And I'm sick of that. Your mama might not be an activist.
Well, but she actually is, but she's just not doing it the way that Nova does it or the way that he is doing it.
Right. And for him to think that you have to be out here marching and cussing out white folks and punching the white children to be an activist is a testament to the fact
because that's what she understands and that's the way she can fight.
And she got a degree in business. She's going to do business.
She's going to do business. She's not going to go out there and punch you in your face. Plus, she's just big.
And the thing about it is, everybody can't be Martin Luther King, because if everybody's Martin Luther King, then nobody, there's no point for Martin Luther King. You know what I mean? Martin Luther King, most of his speeches weren't talking to white people. Most of his speeches were talking to us.
Yeah, because we need some conversation. But most of it is because the way we have been, our culture has been conditioned, has to understand that it's not quite the way that they said it was.
It's not at all the way that they said it was. My point here is Micah and Nova are both ugly human beings and they need to go on. Them and Jimmy Dale. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it, except for this last piece where Nova comes back in the house after Hollywood has whooped Jimmy Dale. Violet is wrapping his hand because he done, bust his knuckles on Jimmy Dale's face.
He blooded up his hand on Jimmy Dale.
And this is when Nova's like, I wanted to get his side of the story and blah, blah, blah. And she's trying to, get herself out of this hole she done dug.
No, you in there, baby.
Baby. Violet says, you have done some things in your day, but never anything like this. She got real Evelyn Braxton. I don't want to sit with you. I don't want to eat with you. I don't even want to look at you. How about that? That's what she did.
But the twist of that was Evelyn means today.
Today, yeah.
Because she has enough passion in her voice to let you know that means today.
Right.
Violet is goodbye.
Violet,
you have just
said,
died.
Violet said, your daddy would have been ashamed, and I'm about to do what your mama would have done. I need to know about this more about the mama. I'm about to do what your mama would have done. You need to leave.
Mama put you out.
I don't want to hear no more from you. Don't darken my door. 10 years won't put enough space in between us. I saw a lot of people tweeting saying, Violet said she could come back in 10 years. No, she didn't. She said 10 years ain't enough space. Meaning in 10 years, I still ain't gonna want to see you. And then she said, do not even bring flowers to my grave. I said, I never. I absolutely never. Because Nova's real good to go to somebody's grave and kneel on it and cry. Violet said, don't even bring flowers to my grave. Don't even. This is the last time you will step foot in this house. Get out. Hollywood couldn't say nothing, and Hollywood wouldn't have said nothing anyway, because you done put his wife in all sorts of health issues and physical danger. Oh no, Hollywood ain't fooling with you no more, ever.
And he may reach out to her, but he ain't gonna disrespect that. No. She can't come to the house.
But the way men are about their wives, when they're genuine about their wives, he's probably not gonna fool with Nova no more.
Right.
Because you mess with this man's wife. Let somebody try that with you.
Oh, God.
Your husband tried to my wife me to me. And you my mama. I said, now wait a minute, sir.
I said, wait a minute.
We got 20 years in this. Don't my wife me. I know her better than you. Don't do that. We had a little bit of
We had a good fashion fight.
We had a little something. He was really...
And he didn't understand how she reacts to things. But of course, that was cute. The little
was real cute.
he didn't understand the way she reacts to things. Yeah, and he got a little protective. I'm like, dude,
You're not gonna get protective of my mama with me. She my mama.
I know. We on different territory with this particular fight, but there are certain things that I just know.
Oh, pow wow.
Your power.
I ain't gonna hurt my mama. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to my mama. Don't my wife me. She's my mother. What kind of ugly? See, I almost triggered my own self. I'm not gonna do it.
Let's not do that.
Anyway, that was all of Queen Sugar. We went through every bit of it, honey, with you, piece by piece, and some stuff that wasn't in the show. We talked about that too.
I hope y'all enjoy those things.
I hope you did. I didn't see no comments pop up. Y'all was probably just listening. That's fine. But
And I didn't even go to YouTube to see.
yeah, me either. Cause I was looking at my notes. I'm finna get over here, get this chicken, and we gonna take you on to Sonic.
And I gotta get back in the bed and.
Yeah, we're gonna get you in the bed, sis. We're gonna get you right on in that bed. What's the comment? I was saying that I know it's in reverse. It ain't in neutral. Now I need this truck to be okay, she going that way. If she turning this way, she gonna have to be mindful. Mindful. Oh, there are comments. They didn't pop up on the screen at all.
Book update failed.
Put your seatbelt on.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I mean, they didn't pop up at all. Hey, Sam A. Sam, it's been quite a while. It's been quite a while. Tipping on across the street.
Watch him.
I'm looking at him. I'm getting right here. I drive too.
Yeah.
You're not the only one in the car with a license. Ooh, you get on
I
my
just can't
very
talk to
last
people
nerve.
tonight. I can only talk to the people on YouTube. That's all.
Do it and stop talking to me.
Oh, and you.
Hey, Matthew.
Where is my YouTube?
I look very French with those glasses. I do love to look French. About to make a French new wave silent movie. I would. I'm very that girl. Auntie Carolyn, how are you?
Yeah, because then one thing pop up on it.
I hope you're doing well. I hope you're still in the live, but I hope you're doing well if you catch the playback. I hope I saw your video, and you know I'm with you, sis. I'm with you, praying for you. I know you got a little, you got a little shaky towards the end of that video. I am right here with you, girl, if you want to talk. Let's see. 13ELA in LaAndre ASC. How are you? Hey, Bianca. What's going on? Janie Kelly, it's been quite a while.
There's quite a few comments, huh?
Love your mom's Batman shirt. Oh, they like your shirt. Let's see.
Got it for one of them superhero days at work.
I volunteer bail money for anyone who jumps Nova. Right. Let's see.
Carolyn Wheatley.
Glad I'm not the only one who didn't care. I could not possibly care less. There's no less in me to care. I care at the very least.
Jamie Kelly, hello.
After Darla reads her section, she going to relapse, and Charlie should jump Nova right then. Charlie should jump Nova now. Let's see. Kim, what's up? JQ, how are you? If I messed up, your husband got money, so just have him pay somebody to run him off a bridge and let him die. Child. I feel like Jimmy Dale gonna die for the end of this season. Oh, it's a cat.
It's a garbage right there.
Yeah, he probably getting a little something to eat. He's skinny.
Oh, no, he ain't getting in there. He a little too skinny.
He's a baby.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
You don't know what a baby cat look like?
No.
Baby cat do. Running a business on your own is exhausting and expensive. You know, I know, honey. The two of us in this car know for sure.
Yeah.
We know. My business needs a sugar daddy / mama too. Not me, the business. Beautifully born. I wonder what she put in that book about herself. Ain't nobody mentioned that. I'm waiting to find out as well. Let's see. Listening on my drive home from work. Hey, Nubian Princess. Hey, April Spencer. You better know the lines. I try to retain as much as I can. still here. Yeah, so basically that was Queen Sugar. And yeah, we've talked about it extensively this episode. So yeah. I guess that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, because my phone probably gonna die in a minute. And all the things the YouTubers say, you can't see my little mama, bless her heart. She's shrouded in darkness over there.
And I've sat back a little bit because
She in the cut. You don't gotta sit up. I'm gonna cut it off.
okay, good.
I'm gonna order this chicken and I'll call y'all later for some, girl. Peace.